Hey everybody, Pastor Jake, AMP Student Ministries, youth pastor here for Harvest Christian Center. This is my man,
Drew.
Drew, you're the man. You are the man. Like, I love
Thanks.
this guy. He's so awesome. He's incredible. We have an incredible team of students here at AMP Student Ministries, our lit team. Drew's on the lit team, and this is
Riziko Life.
Riziko Life. We get a student perspective on the Bible and how the Bible's lived out in our lives and what the Word of God looks like. So I think we should get started. You ready?
Yep.
Cue the intro. Welcome back once again to Riziko Life. I am Pastor Jake. This is
Drew.
And we are here again, loving life and excited about being with you today. Now, if you're watching this video, we're going to have a little bit different of a format maybe today. I'm going to ask Drew a question. He doesn't even know what that question is yet, but I'm just going to ask Drew a random question. And parents, if you're watching these videos, we want you to start sending us some questions. And students, we want you to send us some questions because maybe we can even role reverse sometimes and have Drew ask me the question.
Okay.
Or I can ask the question from a student to the student. It doesn't matter. We'll just see what the question is. And now nobody's asked us this question, but we did talk about it in Lit this week.
Okay.
And it's loving people, right?
Okay.
How do we love people? And do you find it hard to love people sometimes with the love that Christ has told us to love with? Because when we looked at John, it was John 13, verse 43, I think it was.
So. Yep.
That says, and I'll pull that up while we're talking about it. But like John 14, verse 33 says, Jesus said, "Love one another." He's talking to his disciples. He says, "Love one another as I have loved you." Now, Christ was not arrogant or hateful or rude.
Nope.
He didn't.
Gentleman.
He was a gentleman. Now, did he get? We'll use the word testy with the religious folk.
Yeah.
Sure, he did. And he put them in their place. And there is a time and place for that, I believe. But he didn't do it out of arrogance or haughtiness or just that he didn't like them, because I believe he loved those people as well and wanted to see them saved. When we look at the Chosen. Let's go back to that episode of The Chosen where Nicodemus and Jesus are having a conversation, and Nicodemus is so close to following Jesus, like he almost joins the 12, right, and rolls with them. When you look at that, like Nicodemus, Pharisee, great Pharisee, right? So I believe Jesus had love for those people as well. But tell me, from a student perspective, is it hard sometimes to love people?
Yeah, I think it's definitely hard sometimes, especially when people might get on your nerves. But I think the thing that you have to do with everybody is you have to look past the way that they might make you feel or who you see them as. You have to look past it. You have to know that that person, they have a life. They have a soul. They are going somewhere.
Yeah.
In the end, it's heaven or hell, and you have to look at that person. You have to see them as someone. They have a destination, and it's not us that we do the work. Jesus does the work. We are used as vessels, and he can use us. We have to be willing. And I think a part of being willing is showing kindness to people and loving people just in general. I think that we can have influence on somebody's life. Be like, oh hey, they were really nice to me. Maybe I should try out their church or something. I see that person, and I wonder why they're so nice. I wonder why they're so kind to people. And then they might ask you about it. They might be like, "Why are you so kind to me?" Be like, my goal as a Christian, my mission as a Christian is to show the love that Jesus showed to people when he was on earth. So Amen. It's just.
We have a student, and I don't think she would mind if I dropped her name, Yasmin Rizzo. Who's on our leadership team. She came here because people just showed her kindness and love.
Yeah.
She showed up and stayed because she continued to get it. Right? So I had something. So I remember when I was a student, I remember seeing signs that said U-turn youth ministry. They hung youth ministry posters up in our hallways at school. That would never fly today. You couldn't hang a youth ministry poster up for AMP Student Ministries in Central High School. They probably would not let us. Maybe we should try. But anyway, I remember seeing these when I was a teenager and when I was in high school, and I always thought, I wonder what that is. But nobody ever reached out to me. Nobody ever tried. And I do think there's a difference in our students today than there was back then. I think our students have more boldness today. I do believe that, at least our students for sure, and I don't mean this to sound rude, but I know our students for sure do a pretty good job of loving people. But I think some of them don't, right? Even in our leadership team, and I don't mean that to be rude or wrong. I'm just saying sometimes people get under your skin. Even me, adult, 40-year-old Pastor Jake, right? We have those same concepts. What do you do? Or what should you do? Let's go there. What should you do? How should you respond to those people when they get on your nerves? Like, how do you want to respond? How do you respond? How do you want to respond?
Sometimes people get on your nerves and then you're just like, yeah, I don't really want to, talk to you anymore or something. But, I think it's really hard sometimes to just process in your head, it's not all about you, What if you don't know what the other person's going through, and I struggle with that sometimes. That's something that we all could get better at. Just being more kind to people. I think that probably one of the best ways, I remember you saying Wednesday with the lit team, you talked about the phrase "fake it till you make it." And you're saying you don't necessarily agree with that, and I don't really agree with that in some cases. But in this case, it's not like a fake happiness thing. Or a fake kindness thing. We should be kind, but sometimes you just got to get past what you're feeling about that person right now. You got to say, okay, they might be getting on my nerves, but they're still a person. I got to treat them right. So
yeah, and I've heard the term "fake it till you make it" on a multitude of levels, right? Yeah. So, and I never said that, because you explained that. I did not say I don't want you to just be fake. That's not what I want. I got called fake by somebody. It was really kind of funny, actually. Yeah. But we're not interested in being fake. It's not being fake if you're just living out the Word of God.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at these people, and this is how I try to look at people now, and I've just recently, in the last year and a half, 2 years, and maybe I should have done this sooner. I know I should have done this sooner. Back that up. I try to look at people from a spiritual sense of, if they're, and Jesus is talking about his disciples loving each other. Now, we should absolutely love other Christian people, or people who call themselves Christians, for sure. Yeah. Right? That's a problem too, but that's probably a problem for another video. The inner fightings of the church. But when we look at people who are lost, I think we have to look at them from a spiritual eye, like you're talking about, and that spiritual eye has to see them. If you've ever seen a movie, like an apocalyptic style movie or whatever, where people are in chains and they're in slavery and whatever, if you see them like that, if you can close your eyes and picture these people in chains, knowing that the enemy has them in chains and what they're probably going through is because of that, you see them in a different light and you want to see them set free. Yeah. My favorite thing to do, and I shared this with the leadership students this week, was I really like to love on people who don't like me. That's my favorite thing to do. And I'm letting my secrets out. So if any of those people are watching me, they now know that I don't just love on you because I want you to be mad at me, but I do get enjoyment out of it. Just saying. Right? But I really do love people in general. I mean, I know sometimes it sounds like I don't, but I really do love people, and I don't want to see anybody spend eternity in hell. So I love your perspective on that. That is such a great perspective, especially coming from the student, and a student hearing a student is always has to be that way. So, man, such a good time. Let us know how you liked this format.
Short video,
too. It's short. I think we love the shortness. I think you love the shortness. But let us know what you think. Comment below. Yep. Click like and share. When you do all of those things, we get to know things which you like, because we want to keep knowing things you like. Hey, I got to ask you a question, another question. You kept staring at my hair. Is there something wrong with my hair?
You're a little bit sweaty up there.
Am I really? Are you sure? I'm not sweaty. I'm just, I don't know.
I think it's normal for pastors, preachers get sweaty.
I do, but I didn't know I was. You just kept looking up.
No, I think your hair looks pretty good today.
Good, thanks. I appreciate that. Yours does too. You just got a cut.
A little bit ago.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Click like and share, subscribe, follow us, do all of those fun things. Yep. And like Drew pointed down below, we want you to go do all those things and comment. Let us know what you want to know and ask us questions because we like answering them. So,
yeah, we do.
Hey, we'll see you next week.
Yep.